This is Rory McKenna.
This is Don Pilgrim. We're two students from Northumbria University studying Erasmus in Milan. Okay, so this episode of the podcast, what we want to do is to look into and help you guys see the reasons why we think Erasmus is a good idea and why we're going to try and convince you to do it yourselves.
Okay. So Rory and I have met loads of really cool people who are all from around the globe. There's people from all the way from Brazil. There's a lot of Swedish people here, and
too many Swedes. Way too many Swedes.
Yeah, way too many Swedes. I don't think there's any Swedish people left in Sweden. But so really, it's so nice because they're all got the same mindset, and they're all outgoing people, and there's lots of opportunities for you to get to talk to them. The university make it really easy when you're arriving to be able to network with these people, and it's kind of like just catching up with old friends.
Okay, so reason number 2 is it does look great on your CV. Now, it's a horrible reason to try and explain, because obviously everything about university is trying to make yourself better to get a job, but to be able to live in another country, whether it's for 3 months, 6 months or a year like we're here, it does look fantastic on your CV, and we'll go into more reasons why later on.
As well, learning a language is really difficult. It becomes so much easier when you're out here and you're engaged in it every day. It's from interacting with someone at a shop to you're speaking to your university lecturer, and they're engaging with someone else in conversation perhaps as well.
Yeah, having a language is a massively important skill, and it makes you a lot more employable, which leads towards the CV thing again. So being able to have those language abilities without necessarily having to have a GCSE or an A-level is a fantastic thing for you to develop whilst you're out here. The next point we want to go into is kind of a bit of a self-improvement part. And studying abroad gives you a huge amount of independence, because you're so out of your comfort zone as to how you normally are. You're immersed in a different culture, you're thrown into new languages, new systems. The way things have been here in Milan for us is completely different to what we're used to in the UK. We will try and explain more about that later on, but it's a huge thing to gain that independence, as it gives you a lot of self-growth, which is a fantastic thing to have.
It's Independence Day for everybody. Woo! Another thing is, and it kind of connects to the learning a language thing as well, is that you discover cultures and learn to respect people as to wherever they're from, and you get to appreciate the things that are important to them, their lifestyles, what kind of music and food that they like. And it's not just in where you're going to study, it's, like I said earlier, from all of the people that you meet, and the social integration that you get to do from that. And
not to mention, you can hashtag live like a local. So,
yeah.
On top of that, the last point is the organisation you have to be able to study abroad. You need to be really organised with regards to the way things are structured. I'll start that again because my laptop went off. So the next thing is organisation. You need to be really, really organised to be able to study abroad. You need to know all your information before you get to the country. You need to be able to communicate with the university and with the various governing bodies when you get there, to sort out things like visas and accommodation permits and things, which are things we'll cover in another episode completely. But it gives you loads and loads of skills to be able to do that, and to help you organise in a professional manner. and to have that stability, which is fantastic when you do go into a working environment afterwards.
Which I think massively boosts your self-confidence, and when you're going to apply for jobs later on in life after you finish your university degree, it's going to open doors and give you the opportunities to demonstrate that confidence and all those skills that you've learnt over the year that you've been abroad or the semester that you've been abroad.
But the most important thing is that you remember that Erasmus is a year-long party for those of you who stay that long. So that's the best part, really. That is the definite main selling point, is to meet friends, though, to meet people from all around the world. You know, like Dom said, we've met so many people: Norway, Sweden, Brazil, Belgium, Holland, Hungary, France, Japan, Spain. There's so many people who go to all of the destinations, and there's so many places you can choose on Erasmus as well.
Yeah.
So hopefully you found this podcast interesting and we're not too boring. And we'll have a new one for you next week, and we'll let you know what that's about later on. Cheers!
Woo.